What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jersey Boy and Brooks. I'm finally fucking back. I got a new phone. Before, my other phone wasn't working. Like I said, when I be able to get my own computer equipment, my own laptop and everything, so I could be able to just have my own camera, so I don't have to use fucking iPhones and shit to make videos to have a topic to talk about. But for the most part, I'm able to record, because before my other phone wasn't able to record shit. So I'm back with just a quick update. And I just wanted to talk about the whole Dwayne Wade situation with his 11-year-old son, with him and Gabrielle Union. And you know, a lot of people are just, the problem is with, they're saying that his son is a homosexual, so to say. Okay, so Dwayne Wade's son, 11-year-old son, is gay. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if his son is gay, then, you know, fine. They just have to accept it. There's nothing wrong with it. But then this ties into the conversation that we have among the community, that is their agenda to effeminize black boys and young black men. And I will agree, because look how they actually praise, you know, Dwayne Wade and his family, you know, just for having a gay son. It's like, if you're gay, if you're black and you're gay, you get props. You know, you're somebody that's propped it up in society. You know, and I never understood that. Like, if you're black and gay, people just like, oh yeah, you know, they just make it seem like, you know, like you're the shit. And I'm the type of person that always say, if you gay, that's your business. Like, you know, who cares? I'm the type of person, I don't give a fuck. If you gay, it has nothing to do with me. That's your life. But can we say that is there an agenda to effeminize black boys in this country? And for the most part, my personal opinion, I would say yeah, most definitely. And Dr. Fess Wilson talked about the agenda of effeminizing black boys, because black boys' masculinity is a threat. You know, us dominant black males is just a threat, period. You know, people just see us heterosexual black men just as a threat, because if you gay anyway, if you black and you gay anyway, you don't pose a threat anyway to white supremacy. You don't pose a threat at all. Not saying that anything's wrong with being gay, but you know, that's why if you look at corporate society, they always have that gay. This is what they have in corporate society. They have that gay. They have the gay guy in there switching, and they have the cone in there. They have the Sambo in there. How about in corporate society? Because white people, if the black guy that's a dominant figure, will always be a threat. You see what I'm saying? And that's just, it's just like, you know, that's something that's always going to be a problem towards systematic white supremacy. And people would say, well, a lot of us are reaching, you know, there's not an agenda to effeminize black boys. But, you know, if you think about it, actually really is. It really is. You know, the whole situation with Dwayne Wade, like, I feel like, and the thing is, he's 11 years old. I mean, I didn't start liking girls when I probably was like to 13, you know? So where's these young boys getting this sexuality from at so young, you know? And a lot of these young boys are sexualized and shit like that, you know? I don't think that's, it was one time the little kid was switching and shit, you know, shaking his ass and shit like that. I thought that was just like, ew, like, you know, that's not something that should be celebrated, you know. That's like, ew, you feel me? That's a kid right there. That's a child. And for the most part, young boys like that shouldn't be sexualized, especially at that age, at 11 years old. Like, come on, you feel me? The kid is just, he's a kid. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you want to celebrate the kid for being gay, then that's okay. But not to be, some of them are just overly sexualized. Like, really, really overly sexualized. And, you know, some people would just disagree with my talking point. But, you know, proof different. Proof different, because it's like they're pushing the gay agenda hard on us. And there's another thing they have where they make it seem like black, like people who are homophobic they make being homophobic a black thing, you know. They make it seem like only black people are homophobic, and homophobia is something big among the black community when it's actually not. You know, it's like they're forcing this shit on us. They're forcing it on us, you know, and at this point, it's fucking ridiculous. To me, it's really, really ridiculous. And, you know, Dwayne Wade, you know, bless his family and everything and all, but I don't know, to be 11 years old and gay, a lot of these kids don't even, like, you know, how do you even know what being gay is, like, you know? But I guess people just have to, his family, you know, have to accept it. I hope the little boy is happy for who he is. I don't, you know, he shouldn't have to go through situations where he's being judged for his sexuality. But it's just a lot of times it's the over sexualizing part I don't get with. That's the part I don't agree with, you know. And man, I just feel like, me personally, I've always said and I always felt like this about homosexuality. I always felt like it's not something that you're born with. I feel like it's just a behavior. A lot of times I feel like people who are gay, from what they tell me, a lot of times it come from being abused and shit like that. So what was happening in their mind, you know, I guess they lose trust for, you know, they lose trust for the other. How I'm gonna put this? How I'm trying to put this? Because I say all the time, I don't think people are born. You cannot be born gay. Being, you know, homosexuality is a choice. For me, it's not something that you're born with. You know, a lot of gay people just, you know, choose to. I don't know what makes a person attracted to the same sex, because I'm a straight male and I just always like the woman. You know, I don't know what makes a person gay exactly. You know, people say that it's a lack of fatherhood. Maybe it is, because, you know, it's a father's job to teach the boy how to be a man, and a woman can't do that. And a lot of times, a lot of these boys are very feministic. You know, they hang around their moms all the time and sisters and shit like that. And a lot of times they pick up on those feminine ways and stuff like that, because nobody's really there teaching them how to be a man. I don't know. I'm not trying to change the subject, okay? I'm just trying to figure out how, you know, Dwayne Wade's son to be gay. So as they say he's gay at 11 years old, to me is just like mind blowing. You feel me? Like, he's 11 years old and he already know what his sexuality is. The kid's just he's a baby. He's only 11. It's a child. You feel me? And then he's gay. I guess his kids are just getting more mature now. For some reason, they just, you know, like, imagine a 10-year-old say that they're gay. I don't understand that. I just really don't understand that. But, you know, what is it about this generation today where children just mature sexually so fast, you know? What is going on with that? So, you know, that's just my take on that. If you want to comment, you can comment. Please find me on Facebook at Georgia Boy and Brooks. Christ, my YouTube channel, Georgia Boy and Brooks, so we can chop it up.